Metatalks continues with Alachia
and Isaaxa.
And we're at the Austin City Limits Music Festival, which is crazy. So yeah, we have some footage going on. This is your first ACL. What do you think?
It's pretty crazy. There's, I don't know, there's probably, like 100,000 people here.
Mm-hmm.
Last night we saw Cascade, which was awesome. Danced for like an hour straight. And then we saw Depeche Mode, which was much more chill. And then, yeah, all today we've just been like just hanging out. I don't know, it's fun. It's just really relaxing. It's a really cool festival.
Yeah.
And I guess The Cure's coming on tonight.
Yep. We just saw the Passion Pit,
Yeah.
which was interesting. Yeah, a lot of bands are just kind of obscure. You don't really know about them unless you're like a hipster or something. And but the atmosphere,
they know.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
But the atmosphere is really cool. I like it a lot. It's just a bunch of people hanging out. I mean, Austin has some pretty cool policies when it comes to stuff.
Drug use.
And festivals. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna see you'll probably never see more like good beer mixed with weed, mixed with good music.
Yes.
Than here in Austin.
And no one cares either.
Yeah, no, there's cops everywhere. They don't. It's just something. It's just something about Austin festivals. They don't touch you.
It's completely accepted.
Yeah, I mean, there's people with like pipes and.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've been like to I don't know how many clubs and raves like all along like the Northeast, and like people are always hiding the stuff and
Yeah.
like always hiding. But here, like here and at the festival we were at before,
Reggae festival, yeah.
people are just out in the open. Bags of weed, smoking it. It's on the ground, like sitting there. They're like pulling it out, like looking for stems, and then I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's pretty. It's an interesting atmosphere, culture-wise. I don't know if it's like this in the West Coast sometimes. I would imagine it must be because like parts of California, it's pretty legal, right?
Yeah, California.
Yeah, but in Texas, it's completely illegal. But for some reason, there's like this jurisdiction in Austin around festivals that just like it's not touched.
You mean illegal?
Yeah, illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So it's pretty neat, really relaxed, really chill. They have actually pretty good beers here on tap
Yes.
at a huge festival like this. Is pretty amazing. I'm not a beer drinker myself, but from the beer snobs that I hang around, seems like it's pretty good beer. What was your favorite?
I only tried one the whole festival. Is the Left Hand Milk Stout, and I think they have about 20 beers on tap. A lot of really good stuff. They have like Dogfish Head, and there's a bunch of really good Imperial IPAs, some good stouts. Just a lot of good beers across the board. I'm surprised. They have like a huge beer garden tent set up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they do have Bud Light and crap like that, but that's in other tents. They like the beer garden is all like quality like beer on draft. So really nice.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
I think we're trying to figure out a mystery right now. Is like there's this Imperial beer, but it's just called Imperial. So it's in a can. No idea what the heck it is.
I guess it's the brewery.
We're like, we were trying to get Flip to like actually like try it out, and but
I had him drink the Left Hand Milk Stout. I think he probably appreciated that better.
Yeah. So we never found out the mystery of Imperial canned beer, but maybe that's just left unsolved for a good reason.
As opposed to Imperial as an adjective to a beer style.
Yeah.
Which makes it stronger, I suppose.
That was me rolling my eyes at your beerness knowledge, beer nerdness. It's like you can't not be a nerd at anything, can you?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
It was actually really neat. Some of the stuff, there's this thing back there where there's this frame that they actually framed out the city skyline, and I was actually taking footage, which I'll put in. People like taking photos, and it was neat. This huge ass line, and every person that would go up to take the photo, the person behind them would be the one who took the photo, and it was just like this thing. It would just be like you hand your phone off to the person behind you.
It's
they take the photo, and
they don't steal your phone.
Yeah, it's a big square thing frame, and it's framed exactly at on the city skyline, which is really neat. But it's really cute.
Yeah.
So some really cool food here too, which I was actually surprised at. Normally you go to these places and you get like hot dog for like $16, $15, and then some hamburgers maybe, but like they have like tons of like normal, I guess kind of like trailer food vendor kind of places. Not even just trailer food, like just a lot of the local vendors here.
Well, yeah, I mean it's like like a lot of the restaurants around Austin
Salt Lake,
Stubbs,
barbecue, Frank's,
which is
hot
really
dog,
good. Amy's ice cream. So like, yeah, a lot of the just like, there's what, 30?
Yeah.
30 booths set up with just like really great food from like, I guess, restaurants all around Austin.
Yeah, we were thinking about, before we had, while we were eating, kind of decided not to do it, but we were going to actually nerd out here and start talking about comics, our thoughts on
Superman,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Superman.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But then we thought maybe that was a bad idea after all.
Well, it was super loud earlier.
Yeah, it was super loud.
It would have been terrible quality.
Yeah. And so we'll do that in a little bit after this. So tomorrow we're actually going to try to hit up the International Game Developers Conference. Yeah, International Game Developers Conference. So we'll try to take footage of that as well. So we'll add that to this as well.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Depeche Mode? Do you like them after 25 years? Still good?
Yeah. They sounded really good. And it's like you were saying, it's like people back in the day, there was no auto-tuning. They had to know how to sing.
Yeah. Flip was like, man, they sound really good for being like so old. And I was like, that's because they actually have talent, like back in the 80s, people actually had to be able to sing. Like, you could not auto-tune it out,
They sounded really good.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, when I think of Depeche Mode, like, I never really knew what they looked like. Like, I never really followed them as, like, people. And, like, you hear them, like, they sound, like, timeless. But, like, you look up on stage, the big screen in the background, there's, like, a bunch of old people with tattoos half naked dancing around. Like, what the fuck is that? Is that them? It's like skin and bones and tattoos.
Yeah. The guy was actually pretty ripped for being, like, so old. But, it was impressive. The music sounded really, really good.
They played for, what, 2 hours or something?
An hour and a half.
Oh, an hour and a half.
Yeah. So now we're going to see if The Cure holds up to...
all emo, all the time.
Yeah, I don't even know what that guy's going to look like. He already looked pretty bad in the 80s. Messed up.
He's just going to be a lich up there, like skin falling off.
All right, so we're going to check back in with you guys maybe tomorrow, and we're going to enjoy the rest of the festival.
Yeah, we might come back tomorrow, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know if we'll have time, but yeah, we might.
Lionel Richie at night. We got to see Lionel Richie.
Do we?
Come on now.
Do we?
Richie, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll see. We'll let you know. Bye.
icy tide. Someday we'll decide where we want to live out our lives. From now to sparks, tumbling along, keeping the heat on, even though summer's come and gone.
This is Alatia and Azixa, and we're in front of the Palmer Event Center in Austin. And we just attended the Captivate Game Developer Conference.
Yeah.
Something or other. We only got the exhibition pass, but so we got to see like a lot of the games that were being exhibited. It's a very small event, but I think it's a really good thing to happen in Austin. So hopefully like this continues because we are an IT town. And
yeah, they were talking about trying to make it bigger and gain more traction because it's very tiny. Like it's I don't know how many people you'd say were there. Maybe 100. Maybe if they were lucky.
Yeah.
It's no PAX.
Yeah.
Or International Game Developer Conference. That's for sure. But.
Yeah. But it's good. I mean, a lot of them are students who are showing off their kind of like final semester projects, which is really neat. Which is kind of nice to see like that. You know, we have always fresh meat coming into the industry and stuff like that. I can't say like, you know, I think probably 1 out of 10 is a game I would be interested in playing, but that doesn't mean like the next like Candy Crush wasn't there, because I did see some stuff that was like a little bit Candy Crush-ish. Like, it was a poker game that was kind of like that.
Yeah, I think it won some kind of competition. But yeah, there were a lot of games that were trying to get greenlit on Steam, which was nice. Mm-hmm. There was stuff that was already available for the PC or the iPad and the iPhone. So, and there were actually some colleges there and tech schools, and they were just showing off their associate's degree program for game development, whether it be like, I guess, programming or art or 3D modeling. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was like a very small, select version of South by Southwest for games. It's just like a very teeny tiny like little piece of it, because they had like talks. If you paid like, I guess we paid like $10 just to go to the exhibition. But if you paid like, was it $300 or something like that, you could go see all the talks about things like they're like, you know, like how to market your art and how to wrangle in with social media and things like that with your games. And yeah, it was $200 and up, I think. There was different levels, but definitely not worth it for us. And I don't even know if it'd be worth the price. I mean, I guess if you're here in Austin, like you have no other choice and this is like your only like, I guess, outlet, then you would pay the money. But just seems kind of small for that amount of money, but I guess they have to make their money somehow. Yeah, I would be really surprised. I was really surprised at how most of these people don't really show off their game as much, and I think it's because what happens is these developers are developing the games and they're so in it that they lose like track of like how someone who's never heard of the game would perceive the game. So like they kind of just sit there with the game, and you're kind of like, okay, what do you want us to do with this? And like they just expect you to know how to play it, and they don't even explain what the type of game it is, how you even function in the game, what the goal of the game is. They just kind of sit there, and I think it's because they're so into it, you know, like they're also developers too. They're not very good socially. They're just kind of sitting there like, hey, hi. Like, hi, what's your game do? And they're like, do you want to play it? And we're like, what is it? You know, like I'm not someone who just plays anything, but they're not very good at describing. But I guess, I mean, I would imagine a lot of people here, this might be, I mean, one of their first times like demoing their stuff and actually, you know, being at a little convention. So, because their stuff seems pretty new, especially like the students that are just coming out of like an associate's degree program at like college. So, yeah, it was really tiny. I was expecting it to be a little bit larger, but yeah, I guess Austin's not that huge in terms of like conventions, except for South by Southwest so far. So maybe it'll grow. I hope so. Yeah. So were there any games that actually did appeal to you? Because I couldn't say anything appealed to me. I thought one might appeal to our friend Jemima's that had a bunch of like World War II tanks in it, but the rest of them really didn't. I thought one of them would. It was the one with the cat, the Robo-Cat, but then it ended up being a math game. Yes. And I was like, okay, no, that's not for me. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I don't know the name offhand. We'll have to put it in the show notes or something. Yeah. But yeah, it was basically you're just solving like a bunch of little algorithms, and it gets more complex. So it's kind of neat. And I guess another one we saw was, what is it, Whispering Willow, which is like a little like 2D side-scrolling horror adventure game. The graphics were pretty polished. It was nice. Definitely worth checking out. I think that was about it. I think that's all I really saw. That was kind of interesting.
Yep. So that wraps it up for our coverage of the awesome Captivate Gaming Developer Conference.
Woohoo!
At least it's here.
Yes.
Maybe next year it'll grow double. So
I hope
okay.
so.
All right.
Ways to fill the empty, far from over hysteria.